In this video I'm going to be taking these beetroot shots leading up to the London Marathon, and then I'm going to report back to you to tell you whether it made a difference or not. What is up guys, and welcome to 40 Runs and Beetroot HQ here in Broxbourne in Hertfordshire. Now let me know in the comments, have you tried this stuff? Have you tried taking beetroot shots or eating more beetroot in the lead up to a marathon? So as always, full transparency on 40 Runs, I bought these myself. Yes, I went on Amazon and I bought these myself because I was on the train and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a go. So we've got the London Marathon 2023 to run, and I'm looking to optimise performance, as you'd expect, and being the sort of serious elite runner that I am, I'm looking to make gains wherever I can. Now there is actually some science behind this stuff, right? So I'm going to read some of these bits out, right? Because I don't want to get any of this wrong. Okay, so apologies, I don't want to muck any of this up, so I'm actually going to read this from my phone, so just bear with me, alright? So according to this, drinking beet juice for 7 days resulted in faster sprint times according to the European Journal of Applied Physiology. After drinking about 16 ounces before cycling, the people who are able to ride 16% longer than before, discovered researchers at the University of Exeter. And a 2017 meta-analysis of 23 beet juice studies found beet juice can improve cardiorespiratory endurance in athletes by increasing the efficiency, which improves performance and increases time to exhaustion. Okay, so let's talk about how this stuff works. Nitric oxide acts on muscle cells and blood vessels, and being able to produce more nitric oxide might both improve muscle efficiency and improve blood flow to muscles. There must be blood flow to muscles, apparently. Right, that's according to runnersworld.com. Okay, so I'm now going to use these 6 days leading up to the London Marathon, all right? I'm going to take these, I'm going to take this one shot every day. Whether I take it on the day of the race, I'm still undecided. I'll let you know once we do it, once we finish and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to take these, one of these every day for 6 days. We're then going to run the London Marathon and I'm going to come back and report back on how I got on. So just over a week ago, I was taking beetroot shots, and I've got to say, they're disgusting. Yes, they are absolutely disgusting, but you know what? I think it might have worked. Okay, so I started taking them. I took them for 6 days. I took a shot a day, and here's a tip for you if you are going to do this. Make sure you sort of hold your breath before you down it, because you can't smell it, because it was the smell of the thing that was making me gag. It was awful, but once you sort of breathe in and then neck it, it isn't actually that bad. So yeah, I took 6 shots. I didn't take one on race day. I would say they wasn't disagreeing with my stomach, but I did feel like my stomach was a little bit more unsettled. Now that could have been race week, there could have been the anxiety about running a race, but definitely a little bit more unsettled than normal, so I didn't take one on race day. I took the 6 leading up to it, and that was it. Now it's hard to quantify whether these actually worked or not. I've got no science to say that these worked or not, but all I can say to you is that I actually ran a PB. Now you could say, 40, that's down to your training. You didn't take those shots when you ran that 1:36.5. You know, you've worked hard over the last 16 weeks. Yeah, I get all that, right? But you've got to give some credit to it, because it must have made a difference. I felt good. Yeah, you know, it was a marathon, it's bloody hard, but I still had more to give. Now, what I can put that down to, I don't know. But what I can say is that I took the beetroot juice and I did a PB. So I'm not going to say to you, rush out and buy it, because I don't know whether the beetroot shots ultimately drove me to that PB. But they didn't have any negative impact on my running for that race. And I think that's a fair assessment. It's something that psychologically may have helped. I don't know. Probably not, because I didn't like taking them. So actually maybe that's not a good thing. But I have to give them some credit, because it didn't negatively impact my time. And it contributed to that PB. And it contributed to the fact that when I crossed the line, I still had more to give. So, although, like I say, I can't scientifically quantify the fact that, yes, those 6 beetroot shots made me run a PB. But what I can say to you, hand on heart, is they must have contributed to it. So there we go, guys. It was a very scientific, no, it wasn't, experiment. But yeah, I mean, give it a try. Listen, that's the thing. That's the thing I would say, yeah. Give it a try, people. There was no downside to it, other than maybe, say, the stomach was a little bit unsettled, but that could have just been race week. But give it a go. I took 6. I started, you know, on the Monday, and then I took them all the way through. And I'd say I didn't take one on race day. I didn't want to chance it, but give it a go. I got them off Amazon, and that was that, really. So yeah, I'd recommend giving it a go. See what happens, right? But it's definitely an interesting experience. Just whatever you do, make sure you hold your breath before you down it, because it's gross. They really are disgusting things. Someone said to me to put them in the fridge, but it still didn't make any difference. They were disgusting. But you know what? If it ultimately works, it works. And will I do it again? Yeah, I will. You know what? I'm going to do it again when we do the autumn marathon. So there you go. I hope that was useful for you. But don't necessarily rush out and buy beetroot shots. You know, maybe do a little bit more research into it than what I've told you. But hopefully, yeah, this has helped in some way. Right, I'll catch you later.